This will be my first installment of reading from the prologue of Andromedea, my first novel in the Perseus series, science fiction series. Thought I would read a portion of this for you today. The Perseus star guard rubbed again at her heavy reddened eyes as she focused once more on the glowing sixth eye displays hovering in the space surrounding her in her little nebulae-class starcraft. She was bone-tired, discouraged, even depressed over her failures at tracing the terrorists reported near the Mufrid system. They were gone again, vanished into the hell of some asteroid belt, taking with them what was believed to be the direst weapon invented by humanoid beings, the telepathic disruptor ray, or Distel, as it was sometimes called. "They're not here," she muttered under her breath, sweeping away half the scanner displays, mentally causing them to collapse. "Damn it, where do they go?" She glanced over at the nebulae seagull's only other occupant, though it wasn't much company. The mechanoid D578, Deefy for short, sat in the co-pilot's seat, motionless, staring forward. "You don't have any idea either, do you, Deefy?" Upon being addressed, the mech stirred. "No ideas. Would you like some Jav? Starguard Pleber?" Priscilla sighed, looking it over. Mechs were human in shape only. Its integument was a silvery green on purpose so it could not be mistaken for an actual person. It had its uses, fetching her things, paying marginal attention to a single parameter on a display, cleaning and doing other more physical work. Not sentient, of course. There were strict regulations on artificial sentience since the massive Federation-wide scare of rogue constructs 16 years earlier. D578 was not self-aware, not capable of independent thought, and not much company. "I don't drink, Jav," she said, grimacing. She'd just been assigned this mech. Evidently its last owner had a serious addiction to brewed beans. "I keep telling you, I don't want anything that will affect my nervous system." Never mind. She and other star guards had gone to Mufrid at great risk to themselves. The Distel ray was known to cause havoc in the minds of intelligent, psychically sensitive entities such as herself. As a star guard, however, she'd expected risk. Tremendous, personal risk, even grisly death was what she had committed herself to when she signed on with the Perseus Guard after 12 distinguished years in the Perseus Defense Fleet as a premier navigator. Chasing Hellgate beaters was now her chosen profession. Having lost all trace of the terrorists, the Starguard had reported to Fleet Headquarters on Pollux 3 and was now nosing her craft in the direction of her assigned base at 51-Peg-5 Alpha after a supply stop at the colony on Gem 2. Like most Starguards, she was a high telepath, designated a level 6 on a scale of 1 to 8. Though not a Dracon, one of those members of the telepathic subspecies of humans from Alsafi 4, she was as hypersensitive about anything that affected her precious mental pathways as a Dracon would be. Despite her fatigue, she would not medicate herself into alertness. Certainly no Jav. That at least was unnecessary. Her personal convictions and lust for justice would not allow her to lower her guard, even when departing from a routine fuel stop. Abruptly signaled by nothing more than her native powers of perception, the situation ceased to be routine. A sharp scan of the sixth-eye field told her nothing, but she perceived, septed was the term, that 5 small starships of an unknown design had suddenly appeared in the Gem system her craft had just exited. Telepaths. Her finely tuned mind had grasped that fact immediately. Automatically, she firmed her personal mental shield into impenetrability. Eyes unceasingly searching the display for any eventual trace and mind fixed on the unwelcome presences, the Starguard's fingers flicked the floating sixth eye node active. Long, uncomfortable seconds passed as she waited, mentally watching the relentless movement of the 5 silent craft toward the second planet. "Oh, hell no," she muttered. Swallowing hard, Priscilla clenched her hands into fists, pounding one on her thigh as she struggled to get a hold of her composure. She had work to do here, no matter how bad this could be. Once it became obvious that the planet was their destination, she made the decision to call it in. "Damn it, Deefy, we're getting company," she said to the mech. "I'm going to make the call. Watch the scanner." Complying, the mech said dutifully. Priscilla poked fingers back into the 6th Eye node, activating a comlink to the Federation's wide network, the Omnipanx Nexus. Starguard Plavered on ED-1 at Threvgem 2 to Commander General Sentinel on Althea. She announced herself into the 6th Eye, her voice controlled and calm, though she'd just invoked the highest level of an emergency distress call. And so ends part 1 of the prologue.